unidentified submerged object. They are exactly the same UFOs you see in the air, in the sky. They are the same, underwater.
Maximillien De Lafayette has been studying USOs for 20 years. He's written a book about USOs and extraterrestrials at sea. He believes that the sightings at Guantanamo Bay and Gulf Breeze are actually part of a much bigger picture.
The whole USO, the chassis of the machine is in apparatus. And there is a kind of shield around the USO that never touches the water. You put your hand in a glass, pull it out, it's going to drip. USO don't drip because they don't touch the water. First, they don't splash. Why? Because in front of the machine, they open vacuum space. This is why they need this tunnel. This is why they are never wet.
According to Maximillien, USOs are entering the water without creating a splash, and this is accomplished by some kind of a force field or vacuum surrounding the craft, which allows it to push the water aside without actually touching it.
Why in the Caribbean? Why in the Gulf?
Based upon report, there are 12 bases for the USO. Underwater, there are tunnels, there are corridors that they connect one base to another base.
You mean under the ocean floor, there are tunnels?
Yes.
Maximillien gets his information about these underwater bases from unidentified military and NASA sources. Unfortunately, there's just no way to confirm the validity of this information.
So it's not like these UFO bases are any kind of construction, any kind of cities or a little bubble under the water. They're actually living in the hollows of the earth.
Correct. They are interconnected from Alaska to Japan, to Finland, to England, to the Caribbean.
If this network of tunnels leads to a USO base off the coast of Cuba, this could explain the multiple sightings taking place around Gulf Breeze.
Very sophisticated channels. And don't think when you say corridor, they were built from solid structure, such as cement or metal. No, it's solid plasma. And they can move it. They can move the tunnel where they need it, to place it where they need to navigate.
Maximillien just dropped a bombshell. He says these underwater structures are plasma tunnels capable of appearing and disappearing without warning. It certainly explains why these underwater structures off the coast of Cuba aren't visible in every satellite image that's been taken.
Well, we've come up with some excellent information. We know from Butch that there's a strange underwater structure off the coast of Cuba, and we know from Max that it could be the site of some kind of USO base. Hopefully we can get close to this underwater structure and have a look.
So we've just gotten some great news. The United States government has just approved our going to Cuba to look for these underwater sites.
Oh, that's fantastic, because then we can scuba dive on the underwater structures and see what they are.
That's good. Maybe we'll actually get some real proof about what's underneath the water there. We're going to Cuba, and this is great. We're actually going to go to dive down and see this underwater structure. And I'm not sure what we're going to find, but I suspect there's going to be some conventional explanation to it.
Now, if you're going to Cuba to learn the mambo, you'll have a great time. But to dig in the Cuban USO file, no way, Jose.
Well, why not? I mean, tourists go to Cuba all the time.
You're American. You want to go there and uncover all their secrets and come back to the United States? You know who will be at the airport waiting for you to get those files from you. The Cuban will never let you have a look at their secret USO file.
When we told them, though, that we had to get to Cuba and we've gotten permission to go to Cuba, Max predicts we'll never go. We'll see who's right.